Welcome to yet another episode of Success Principles by Successful Principles. My name is Kamalneet Singh. I'm the host of the show, a TEDx speaker, a mindset coach, and an upcoming author of a book. They say that every father is a superman and every mother is a superwoman, and conscious parenting is their true power. Don't you think so? Everybody knows that in our country, in our world, we have everything, right from manufacturing a pin to manufacturing a plane. But the moment it comes to parenting, there is a lot of hit and trial, and there is nothing wrong as such with hit and trial, but sometimes some mistakes can be pretty damaging, and reversing them is a lifelong process. And with that agenda, there is another quote which says that we don't live long enough to make all the mistakes ourselves. And with that idea in our mind, we started this series wherein the idea was to bring the best of the minds across the world who have dealt with parents from different walks of life. They have seen different situations, and we bring them on board so that they can share their wisdom, so that you as parents, the viewers, you as parents, your journey becomes a cherished one. Because I know that as a parent, all we are wanting is that our kids, they become the best version of themselves, and that's what the objective of the series is. So I would really like to thank all the viewers, and we have on the show today a very, very, very special guest with us today. And I can tell you one thing, dear parents, if you take the right inputs, if you probably want to have a pen and a paper, and you might want to have jot down some inputs, so बाद में आपको ये ना लगे अरे वो तो बहुत अच्छी बात थी लेकिन मैं वो तो भूल गया, right? So you might want to probably jot that down. Now, talking about our guest, we have somebody who is extraordinary. We have with us Miss Ruchi Seth, who is the principal of Allenhouse Public School, Kanpur. Now, I've been interacting with her, and she's somebody who believes in holistic development and carries with her a rich 23 years of experience. Some people believe that while academics are important, her viewpoint stands very holistic. Let me share about a bit on her point of view. As a visionary and social influencer, her focus has been to prepare future-ready children who are technically sound, socially responsible, emotionally grounded, and yet contemporary and smart. Now, she's been in different domains. She has been in the domain of training as well. She's a certified speaking examiner for Cambridge assessments. With her excellent communication and interpersonal skills, she has worked as a soft skills trainer at ICAI, Kanpur chapter, and also worked in different organizations at managerial positions. She's bestowed with various awards. She's the recipient of School Stakeholders Award by AKS Alert Knowledge Services, Best Principal Award by Epoch Olympiad Foundation, and Guru Pranam Award by Amar Ujala. To name a few, the bag is full of awards. Under her efficient leadership, Allenhouse Public School has conducted International Literary Fest, Erudite 2018 and 2020. Now, due to her global approach, students participated in Mission Discovery program held in Singapore. As a leader par excellence, she believes that she's a strong advocate of national education policy and is always open to teachings, innovations in teaching and the learning process, and somebody very, very, very passionate about making a difference. So to begin with, would like to welcome you on the show. Thank you for sparing your time, and it is indeed an honor and a privilege to have you on the show. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamalneet, for inviting me. And with the pre-sessions we've had, it's been interesting interacting with you. And since you are going ahead with this project of yours, I'm sure the views that you're collecting will be actually compiled into a valuable information when it goes out in public. So thank you for inviting me for the show.
Thank you. Pleasure is all mine. Now, for our viewers, you talk to parents, I talk to parents, and कि parents के दिमाग में ना ये चीज हमेशा होती है when you ask them that, what is it that you really want for your kids? So झट से ही parents बोलते हैं, that I want my kids to be successful and good human beings. फटाफट से, they would probably spell that out. Now, I really want to know, I want to pick your brains on that. Now, every parent is asking, or somehow, inside they're desiring that, my child becomes really successful. But what do you think? What's your take that, what does it take for a child to be successful in the real world? Because, real world is very different from how it appears probably at a younger age. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, in fact, you very well quoted that every parent wants that his child should be successful in the real world. And if we are talking about the real world today and post pandemic, I think everything has changed 360 degrees.
True.
And we again come back to that platform where we talk about learning, unlearning, and relearning things. So when the values, the morals, the right teachings are embedded in the child, that will actually help him or her be successful. You know, that innate sense of curiosity and thirst for knowledge. And I add this one word, perseverance, to this. That is basically, the three elements would keep the child going. And never say no or give up on yourself. That is, the quoted mantra. Only when I understand that failures are only stepping stones to success, and when it is embedded deeply within us, and we try to tell this to the child and, try to inculcate this. So I'm sure that success will embrace him. He doesn't have to run after success. Success will embrace him if I believe in this word perseverance, and if I have that, thirst for knowledge, and if I'm always in the learning mode. Nobody can stop me to achieve my success.
I love the way you gave that answer with a lot of grace. So all the viewers out there, you heard some brilliant inputs, and Madam spoke about perseverance. And what I loved is that you said that failure is the stepping stone for success, and that's one thing. All the parents out there, if I have my way, and if I have to give you a capsule, right, that capsule will definitely have this mantra that embrace the failures of your child, because they eventually will become the stepping stones. And I'm taking this from you. And we have seen that a lot of parents, I know that you as parents, the viewers, you don't like your child to fail, but the real world, failures will take place. And I think depending upon what our view is on the same, that will make a difference in their life and in the whole journey of parenting. Now, I know your journey. You have been an ardent trainer. You have been very passionate about training and educating, and not everybody makes it to the top. Not everybody makes it to the position of a school leader. And it's goes without saying that there is something that it takes on one's part to climb the ladder. And so I'm diving into your personal success mantra. What would that be?
Uh, well, if you ask me my success mantra, so maybe, from public perspective, once you're sitting on this leadership position, you might call it, that XYZ is a successful person. But if I'm to share, and if you actually take it like this, it's not only I'm trying to be humble, I would not call myself successful.
Okay.
I would only say that with all the experience, with all the learnings that I have had, and now when the society is recognizing me and giving me this position, I'm here to reciprocate, to give back what I have learned in my school, my teachers, my parents, my colleagues, my peers, and my spiritual learnings. I want to give it back to the society. So I'm in this particular position, right? And of course, people do take it as being successful. As a leader, when I see my children growing and when I see them, making a mark with whatever activities they have, whatever competitions they go to,
Right.
and when I say never take failures literally, they're just stepping stones to success. So you understand why I'm connecting the two? When
Correct.
I have been able to embed this in my children who are in my care,
Yes.
I would call myself to be successful.
I think that's
When there are no depressions in young minds, when a young mind, a youth is ready to take on the challenge head on, especially during this pandemic, when we are only talking of fears and apprehensions,
true.
if even 10 students in my school are able to take this positive energy from me and they drive on to achieve that what they want, and they say never die spirit, I will call myself successful then only.
That's a
Still,
very powerful way to relate it. And
and
please,
still, if
please.
you are to ask me the success mantra, it would be, Steve Jobs' quote, which says, "Stay hungry, stay foolish,
I
and
think
always be ready to learn more, grow more, and explore more." So that is why I say it's a journey where I'm still learning.
yeah,
So,
that's a powerful one. And I love when you said, stay hungry and stay foolish. All the parents out there, मुझे मालूम है कि आप क्या करते हो. When your child is bothering you, you rather say that, I'm not going to give you food. I'm going to probably let you be hungry for a while. And that was on a lighter note. But then
yeah,
the domain from which you are coming is that, stay hungry and stay foolish is all about, learning at every moment, being a lifelong learner. And all the parents out there, if the head of a school, somebody who leads thousands of kids, teachers, and parents, if that person is looking at 10 kids, that if 10 kids can be happy, they can be expressive, and they can look at their life in a better way, that's how success would be considered. So the point to probably consider at this point in time is that you have probably one or two or three. Isse zyada honge to I'll probably have a separate session, but the point is that if you can probably look at your environment that you are creating for your child, and if your child is able to get the best from the same, I think that would be considered as your success in a way. This is for the parents out there. Now we're talking about what parents can do and what is it that can make a difference. So building upon that, if you have to give your top three ideas or top three suggestions on parenting based on what you have seen all these years, you have dealt with thousands of parents. So what would those top three ideas be?
right. So, well, if we talk about the three ideas, I would like to impress upon that in order to make the child somebody tomorrow, you need to recognize that they are someone today. And, normalize open conversations should be done with the child. And one thing very important which parents need to understand, that you do not need to bribe the child in order to get something done. So, these are the three things which I would like to reiterate on parenting tips, of course. So, because these days, the ideas become with, one or two children. So, I'll give you this when you get this, when you do this. So, we
Correct.
have to, first of all, understand the unique potentials which every child has.
Correct.
And we will not only consider him a big person or somebody that he qualifies something and he achieves something. So he has those innate qualities in him which makes him a unique individual.
Right.
So we need to respect that first.
When you said that for your child to become somebody tomorrow, you need to consider him as somebody today. That hit me hard. And I think, and I'll probably verbatim quote unquote, sometimes you go to school PTMs and you see parents interacting with the teachers and otherwise, and you hear a parent and say, nalayak, तेरे को बहुत धक्के खाने पड़ेंगे, right? So your teacher is also saying that you haven't done well in studies and otherwise. And I think, I very deeply connect to what you said, because in that statement is embedded a pitfall wherein we are telling the child that you are nobody today, and you'll probably have to dhaka, you have to khao dhakke in the future.
Yeah.
I think that's a very profound statement that you made. So all the parents out there, जो ऐसे कहते हैं, कि I know that your intention is wonderful. All the parents out there, deep in my heart, deep in our heart, we know that your intention is very positive. But our kids get impacted by what we say and our actions, maybe. So the message is loud and clear. If you want them to become somebody tomorrow, consider them somebody today. And that has to speak in your language, that has to come out in your actions, and they have to feel it. I think that's a very profound message that you gave. अब जैसे ही कोई पेरेंट बोलेगा ना अपने बच्चे को कि नालायक, मैंने फटाफट पकड़ लेना point, and I'll probably read this quote to them.
Yeah.
Any other thought that you would like to give to the parents?
Yes, especially these days, Mr. Kamalneet, because when, we have these discussions around the dinner tables, And these days, discussions, I'm sure they must have increased because of people staying at home.
Correct.
We normally discuss a lot of things and we get into comparison modes also. And one thing which is very, very important for us to understand during this period, when parents are only talking about that nothing is happening in the online classes, what is going to be the future of children, and how will they grow, how will they learn, we have to understand that learning doesn't happen only within the four walls of the school
True.
or classrooms.
True.
Learning will happen like we are in interaction with each other.
Exactly.
We're exchanging the ideas. You are just, catching, the profound points and you are reiterating on them. I'm also listening to you. And of course, we've already had a session before. So we understand that whenever we are into this mode, learning is automatically taking place.
True. True.
Even these days, when schools are running the online classes, their teachers are coming prepared. They are going on with the sessions. They're giving them tasks. And as you just shared, that even during the online classes days, we conducted this LUP, our literary fest, which was international. And we said, tuck, 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 we'll go on. We did not stop on that. And we had participation. And it was wonderful to see teams from Dubai, teams from Sri Lanka and Nepal participating. So these children, if you had seen them performing, what perfection, what poise, what ideas, and the way my children were hosting from different places at their homes and conducting. It was a treat to an eye to watch them, such capable children and doing things. Probably this aspect parents sitting at home are missing to see in the child. If you'll even pick up a child of grade 1 or 2 or 3, you will see that there is something added to his portfolio. No, I mean, it is only that you need to probe, sit, and understand. Maybe he's picked up something from online, from YouTube channel, or he's picked up something during his online classes, or he's participating in those puzzles and other things. Like just now, we had summer thrill program during this vacation for the children,
Right.
where we taught them mixed sticks. That is, you had to take up that platter from your kitchen. You had to take the rolling pin of your mom from the kitchen.
Yeah.
You had to take up a bathtub from your washroom and create that music rhythmically. So all the children who participated and joined the classes, they learned something new, that even if you do not have that expensive synthesizer or a bongo or a congo, you could still create music.
That's
So the
creativity at
idea,
its best.
yeah.
Creativity at its best.
So, and those children, again, when I saw them performing and showcasing their talents, it was wonderful to see them performing. So, this part, somewhere parents and we together are missing to identify and see that the child has learned something extra, which might be useful to him sometime. So, these skills the child is picking up no matter what. So, even in online classes or online sessions, a lot is happening. And if we keep saying that what will be the future, their future, so what are we embedding? Only fears in the child. Let's not talk about it. Let's talk about the glass that is half filled. Let's not talk about what is empty. So, I request parents through this mode not to talk about this again and again at home, because they're just, instilling fears and adding on to them.
And while listening to you, something popped up. So all the parents, I'll share that, all the parents out there, uh, if one has to actually teach an example of adaptation, and, as you rightfully said that, with that, the bathtub from the washroom, the platter from the kitchen, and the rolling pin again from the kitchen, they could create that sound and they could, create all of that. Now, what struck me while I was listening to you deeply, what I also realized is that, while we are, as parents, if we are saying that, not much is happening, I think it's time that we look up to the teachers and actually see them as the best examples of people of adaptation, rather, people who underwent massive adaptation overnight, no choice.
Exemplary. That's been exemplary.
And if I think parents out there, I'll probably share that with all of you, all the parents out there. If you have to give an example of adapting to change, and if you can share the example of the teachers of the school with your kids, I think the bond will be at a very different level. And I think that's exactly you were referring to. And at the same time, showing them that the glass is half full, and a lot is being done even through online. Now, all the parents out there, whatever ideas that you pick up today and whatever you implement, you have to consider that this is also happening through an online medium. I'm in Delhi, madam is in all the way Kanpur, and that's how the interaction is still happening now. Uh, Parents, that when parents they say ki hamare bache na, they should really excel in life, they should really move ahead in life now. And competition is there. We cannot turn a blind eye to the fact that there is no competition, which is rising with new technologies coming in. And they say that what jobs we have today, maybe 10 years down the line, a lot of them might not even exist. Now, in the face of that reality, what's your take? What skills should kids pick up early in their life so that it makes a difference when they grow up and they move towards their ladder, the so-called ladder called success?
Yeah. So of course, like as I said, one thing is very, very important for all of us for being successful in life is that one must read. And at times, I'll just share, there was a time as a young girl, even a piece of paper which was lying on the floor, I used to pick up and read. It was a newspaper or a written item or something. And just 2 or 3 lines, they just registered here and it was a learning for me. So when we talk of reading, anything which comes your way, a child must read and draw out what is important. Because whenever you have this source of information and you are a voracious reader, you are abreast with knowledge and what is happening around you. So this is very, very important for any individual to be successful in life. Then, second goes like critical thinking. And today, NEPs and all are advocating on that. So critical thinking is another important aspect which you need as an important ingredient to being successful in life. Then, of course, keeping all these two together, one must know how to voice his or her opinion. Like when two of us are talking, and how important is the communication part, the interpersonal skills. And with this, only when you're able to put yourself across successfully to people, no matter how intelligent you are, and you could write theses on things, and still you're not able to voice your opinion and present yourself publicly.
Doesn't
there
help.
would be little gaps. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think you're polite in saying that, but I know that if the right thing is not being done, it can lead to a major shift in how the career would unfold.
yes, yes. So all the way, it's very important. So reading, critical thinking, and voicing your opinion
Right.
are very, very important.
So three crucial messages for parents out there. Reading, and they rightly say that readers are leaders, and leaders are readers. So point number one, well taken. Critical thinking, yes, I think without thinking and being able to think in the face of an adversity, I think that's what is the need of the hour. And you spoke about voicing your opinions. Very truly said. If we have the best of the ideas here, and if they stay here, and if they are not really available to people out there, it goes in no direction. So all the parents out there, reading, critical thinking, and voicing your opinion, right? And I think these are three good messages for parents to take away. And now Allenhouse is known across the country for all the pioneering initiatives that the school has taken, the fame and the reputation for all the good reasons that the school has earned. Would like to have us slight sneak peek to into a few things that the school does, to probably help kids develop holistically.
Yeah. So here I would like to share that as I already talked to you about, being a progressive school, and we are dynamic, and along with academics, We have a whole lot of activities integrated in our school curriculum.
Right.
So if you talk of animation, robotics, coding, which even the new education policy has
Yes.
talked about.
Yes.
So I just talked to you about the mixing sticks and
Right.
the summer thrills that we do. So along with our academics, we have a good blend of these activities as well.
Right.
The International Literary Fest Week, which we host, as I told you.
Yes.
So, this integrated learning altogether, allows us to contribute to this holistic learning. And like now, NEP is talking about art integration with other subjects.
Yes.
So all these things we've already been doing in not many ways. And the skillful learning of things, even beyond school hours, like sports academy and all, which contributes to their holistic development. So
What
they,
you're saying is a very fine blend of, it's a partnership between academics and holistic development, and
yeah,
that brings a, that gives a broad perspective. So to all the parents out there, कई बारी आप बोलते हो, marks आने चाहिए हैं, marks आने चाहिए हैं, and you should really score well. Number नहीं आएंगे तो कुछ नहीं होएगा. You have a very fine educator here speaking to you directly and sharing with you the importance of bringing the academics and the extracurricular together. So see to the fact that your child is not only pushed towards academics, but it has to be a fine balance, right? Because they say all work, no play makes
make
Jack a dull
back a
boy.
dull boy.
We don't want that to happen for your kids, right? And brilliant inputs coming in, and really really want to thank you for your inputs and your time, and all the viewers out there, as parents, you have an assignment, you have a task. You might want to refer to the points that you have noted down, and you might want to consider that how do I implement this at my place, and actually observe a difference over a period of time, because knowledge taken and not really put to use uh, is equal to knowledge not taken, right? In my opinion. So take the best of the inputs and put them to use. So we have spoken about kids, we have spoken about the parents, and how about if we look at the teachers who are working real hard across the country, and is there a message for them?
Oh, yes. If you allow me, I have recently penned down a poem for the teachers, which goes, "A salute to teachers are gentle warriors." If you allow, I can share the same.
Please do, would love to.
Okay. So, after a long time, I penned down this. A salute to teachers are gentle warriors. In March 2020, it was announced a complete lockdown. Smiles shrunk, people frowned. They said it's a virus, it's contagious. So staying at home became the new norm. The news headlines were all corona updates, which separated families and mates. Then there was a complete lull, and everything seemed to be done. Our own nation builders, so called teachers, picked up their gadgets, be it laptops, phones, or tablets, mastered all the apps, be it Zoom, Google, or WebEx. They learned, unlearned, and relearned, but left no stone unturned. They burnt the midnight oil to ensure that students stand tall and right. The educators assured the parents and their wards that this time the battle is not with humans nor with swords. We have to seek shelter under the wings of the Lord. A salute to all the teachers out there who cut through with toil as the razor and became trailblazers. Thank you.
What a beautiful narration, and what a tribute to all the teachers out there, and all the parents out there. I think the teachers that are working day in and day out for our kids, this is truly an exemplary tribute, and beautifully penned down. So that also tells me that you're a great writer.
Yeah, earlier I used to pen down a lot of things, but now it's become quite rare I do this. But this time I pen down it for the teachers, which will be going in my school magazine.
Wonderful, wonderful. So any concluding thoughts from you?
Of course, you just now mentioned yourself that any knowledge which is taken, if not put to use, will go down the drains. And exactly what is that, new education policy is talking about, defining learning outcomes at every stage. And whatever you've planned in the session or the unit, you must have defined learning outcomes. So ultimately, whatever we plan, and we work upon that, and we have various resources and various ideas about it, until we don't achieve what we've planned, till our goals are not achieved, as I just said in the beginning, we have to persevere to achieve the same. If plans do not work, and you think of giving up on goals, that's not the idea. You change your plans, but you don't give up on your goals. So that's very, very important.
I love that statement. You might want to consider changing your plans, but be fixed on the goal and go towards it. So thank you very much. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, Mrs. Seth. What really stood out for me was that you gave very refined inputs, and these are not just a set of inputs, but these are coming from direct experience based on what you really have seen. And all the parents out there, now that you have the inputs in place, it's time to go to action and work on the same. So thank you very much once again.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure interacting with you. And I pray for good health and safety for all the humanity across the universe, and pray that this devil of corona vanishes and we can meet each other in person and organize these webinars and seminars for our children also, and give them the best experience ever that we have been doing. And I wish that children are back to school and it becomes a happening place again.
Thank you.